The following is a special sports presentation of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Hi again, everybody. I'm Dan Horde. He is Dave Lapham, and welcome to Bengals Weekly. There are 3 games left in the season, 2 at Paul Brown Stadium, and this Sunday, the New England Patriots are coming to town. It could be the last time we ever see Tom Brady at Paul Brown Stadium. He's 42 years old. He hasn't been here in 6 years. The Bengals beat him the last time the Patriots came to town, but overall, Brady's 6-1 in his career against the Bengals.
In that one defeat, Mother Nature down the stretch was in the Bengals' favor. And when the Patriots got the football, man, it was a monsoon. It was tough for the Patriots, and the Bengals ended up winning the football game, and they deserved it. They played better during that entire football game. But Tom Brady, 20 years in the league, 6 Super Bowls. There are so many people out there that have an unbelievable respect for Tom Brady, whether you're a Patriots fan or not, because this guy has played at an incredibly high level, and he does everything right. It is Tom terrific. He's almost like a human superhero. It's crazy.
In his 6 victories against the Bengals, the Patriots have scored at least 34 points in every one of those games. All right, last week in Cleveland, Joe Mixon had an incredible game for the Bengals. 146 rushing yards, 40 receiving yards. It was our clutch performance of the week. It's brought to you by Bridgestone Tires, clutch performance in the world.
It's a run up for Mixon. He burst into the secondary at the 20, toward the near sideline at the 15, and he's pulled down at the 12-yard line, tackled by Denzel Ward.
Time for our weekly visit with Bengals head coach Zach Taylor. Red zone inefficiency was a problem last week, 1 touchdown in 5 trips. After a game like that, what are the first things you do to try to fix it?
Well, we continue to hammer down on the details with our guys. You know, there was a couple things that I think got away from us that we could have been better at. So anytime you get in the red zone as many times as we did and you don't score enough points to win, it's really frustrating. When
you study the teams that are consistently good at getting touchdowns in the red zone, is there a common connection to those teams?
Well, the number one way touchdowns are scored in this league is off-schedule plays when you're down in the low red. You know, and so oftentimes you're going to call a play, it's not going to be there, and guys got to be ready to move it on cover and be ready to catch a ball off a scramble. So that's a big way that teams score.
Joe Mixon had a fantastic game, a career-high 146 rushing yards. He can reach 1,000 now if he averages 70 over the final 3 games of the year. How much different is your running scheme now from what you were doing at the beginning of the year?
It's certainly evolved, really, since the bye week, right before the bye week when we were in London. You know, you got to credit Jim Turner. He's done a great job, really just trying to find what our guys do best and how they respond to it. And so far, you know, these last couple of weeks, it's been much better, and we got to continue to build on that these last 3 games.
You had John Ross back last week. He was in there for about 50% of the offensive snaps. His stats were modest, 2 catches for 28 yards. But what was his impact on the opposing defense?
It certainly brings that speed element, you know, he's one of the fastest guys in the league, you know, and so he's a real down-the-field threat, and teams have to honor that, and so he really helps open things up underneath.
You pulled off a great trick play. I think we'll see it later in the show, a double reverse pass, Alex Erickson throwing to Giovanni Bernard. You also were prepared to throw to a 6th offensive lineman, Fred Johnson, but to the Browns' credit, they covered that well. When it comes to trick plays, do you like putting them in to keep the defense guessing?
We've carried plenty over the course of the year. You always got to find the right situation, the right defense to call it against. And you're always going to be ready to check out of it if you don't like the look. And so I think probably a lot of teams call a lot more than actually get shown, and they end up putting it on ice for a while.
This week's opponent is the Patriots. You face them on a regular basis when you were with the Miami Dolphins. You faced them last year, the Super Bowl, as an assistant coach with the Rams. What makes Bill Belichick one of the all-time great head coaches?
They're standing situationally. You know, they always win the situational battles. They create turnovers on special teams. They score on defense. And they take great pride in winning the turnover battle. You know, they're always plus 20, plus 25 as the season ends, and that's really impressive. And so we got to be disciplined this Sunday.
Same question, different guy. What makes Tom Brady one of the all-time best?
Well, I mean, look at his experience. You know, you got, I don't know how many years, 20 years of experience playing against all these defenses, and So I'm sure it feels like he's got a lot of the answers to the test, and so he does a great job putting them in a position to be successful in every play.
The Patriots defense this year, number 1 in points allowed, number 1 in yards allowed, 21 interceptions, 10 fumble recoveries. What stands out when you look at that group on tape?
I feel like I've played these guys, these exact players, many times before, going back to 2012. And so if you look at the roster, they've got guys that have been there since 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012. I would just probably 5 guys on defense that have been there for 7 or 8 years or more. And so the continuity they've had there, the schemes haven't changed that much. They do a great job evolving, but they still have the same core of belief system that they've had for a long time, and those guys play it really well.
Best of luck this week.
Thank you.
We will put Zach on the telestrator next when Bengals Weekly returns. Bengals Weekly is brought to you in part by Fifth Third Bank, on the field, in the weight room, and in the community. Fifth Third Bank and the Bengals are driving to better. Learn more about the drive to better at Bengals.com/53. And by McDonald's, the greater Cincinnati area. McDonald's owner-operators are proud sponsors of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Welcome to the weekly favorite part of the show for me, because I get to learn football from Bengals head coach Zach Taylor. What do you got this week, Coach?
The first one we had was a trick play we ran in the first quarter. Tried to use the Y motion as some front indicators to see if we were getting pressure or not. We got man coverage. We liked the play. And so it was really well executed, over the course of the week. We really had to fidget with what his split was going to be, what hash we wanted the ball on. So determined we want the ball on the right hash. We want Alex to stand on the numbers so that TB can do a good job of selling the jet sweep action here. So whether the Mike linebacker has the back and man coverage or the end's supposed to peel, whichever way, they're going to be in a tough spot once we really sell the run. Great job by TB with the ball handling. Great job by Alex with the throw. We kind of messed around all week with his release pattern. Is he going to go inside the tackle, outside the tackle? And ultimately, Gio found an easy way through there. So it was very clean for the throw. And got a big play. And sometimes the safety really commits in the run. He's out of the picture and you walk in for touchdown. Other times, they play it a little quicker. So they did a nice job reacting and saving a touchdown, but it was a big play for us.
Alex Erickson, former high school quarterback, so, he can spin it a little bit, and he threw it pretty well right
He can, yeah. There were some people that were questioning his throwing ability over the course of the week, but,
Right.
but he stepped up in the moment and made a big play for us.
That's great.
The next one here was, as you can see, the first quarter. 7 minutes left in the first quarter here, their first drive, and we just bring a 6-man pressure. Vigil's right here on the tight end. And you can see he's bobbling the ball as he goes to the ground. Vigil does a great job staying connected to him and just really taking the ball off his body before he can gain possession. So he doesn't get the 3 steps down. He's got to control. He's got to survive the ground with the catch. And while he's attempting to survive the ground, Vigil takes it from him, and they count as an interception. So really good to see. It's one of those plays where if they'd ruled it a catch, it might have been tough to overturn. If they ruled a pick, it's hard to overturn that way. And then you look at it later in the first quarter, same deal. They're in a 3rd and long situation, so we're going to play 3 buzz here. So you're going to see Vigil's going to play out here in the flat. We're going to come down here. Here's our hook defender, flat defender. He's going to play thirds, and he's going to get back in the middle here.
Right.
And they're just going to run a little pivot route here and then a dagger concept over the top.
Dagger.
Trying to hit that dagger. They see a void in here on the seam route. Normally that guy doesn't get the ball, which maybe leads to this miscommunication here by those 2 guys. Usually that's guy just kind of running for the love of the game, trying to clear it out. But he threw it to him. It was a little behind, B-dub. It gets tipped, so it's a little hard for him to judge it. Great job by Jesse coming over here over the top to clean that up.
Won the turnover battle, Coach. 2 takeaways, 1 giveaway.
Yeah.
That's a goal, obviously, and want that to continue against the Patriots. They're plus 19. Ridiculous. 21 interceptions. Ball security is going to be big.
It's one of the many things they do well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hey, Bengals fans, it's the McDonald's Pounder Play of the Game, brought to you by the Quarter Pounder and Double Quarter Pounder with cheese. So tackle your toughest appetite and pound one today.
First down and goal. Dalton hands it off to Mixon, and he runs it right up the gut and into the end zone for a Bengals touchdown.
Well, that's that zone read deal. Either give it to Joe or throw it. And this time, Andy gave it to Joe.
Coming up, former Bengals Solomon Wilcots has a surprise for Bengals running back Giovanni Bernard. That's next on Bengals Weekly.
Show your Bengals spirit by joining the Houday Ladies, presented by Kleenex, Kotex, and Cottonelle. Members will receive exclusive club gear, access to special club events, and so much more. For more information and to sign up, visit Bengals.com/ladies.
Welcome back. There are a lot of great people in that Bengals locker room, and certainly one guy very high on the list is running back Giovanni Bernard.
Captain for a reason. And when I think of Giovanni Bernard, I think consistency and excellence of consistency, not just as a football player, because he gives you everything he's got every single snap he's out there, no matter what task he's asked to do. Pound for pound may be as tough and physical a player as they have. Blitz pickup, he'll take on anybody. He'll take on big defensive ends. That aside, in the locker room, on the football field at practice, in the weight room, wherever it is, a leader of men, just consistently superior human being. And he's done a lot of good things to help people less fortunate. And every single day, no matter what situation is going on with the football team, you get the same Giovanni Bernard. Consistency of personality, and it is an outstanding personality.
He is the Bengals nominee for the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award this year, a fact he learned from former Bengal Solomon Wilcots.
When you come on the field, there's a certain energy about you in terms of how you approach the game and the way that you play the game. What's that all about?
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. Just who I am, really. Well, I'm always trying to bring a little bit of energy to the huddle.
Let's go. Let's eat up today. Let's keep this streak going. Let's keep this streak going. Let's get another one in the win column. Let's do what we do. Stay together. Stay as family, man. Family on me. Family on three. 1, 2, 3.
It's just kind of in my DNA. I just always try to do what I can whenever I get the opportunity. Just make the best of them. You can't count the opportunities that you're going to get, but just continue to keep it.
Oh, there's certainly a certain energy about you off the field as well. I hear you've been spending some time in Haiti in the off-season. Tell me about those off-season trips.
Correct. Ever since my rookie year, the Run Geo Foundation, we're kind of revamping it up a little bit. But for the most part, I have a school in Haiti named after my mom, Josette Lebrelis. She passed away when I was younger, so our family has a plot of land that we built a school on. Pretty much my foundation just kind of, supplies as much stuff for that school, make it as self-sufficient as possible. We've installed solar panels for electricity. 2 years ago, we installed the water filtration system. We dug a well, got water there. Just seeing how the community responded to just having water, just having running water. And it's a whole process, but it's surely but slowly, it's getting there, so I'm excited about it.
And I understand that you spent a lot of time as a kid. You would spend your summers in Haiti. Mm-hmm. How did that maybe shape your view or your approach to life?
Going over there, just seeing that, and then coming back to America, you kind of see how fortunate we are over here, and I saw that at a young age. So I carried that throughout my life, and something that I obviously, every time I go back now, I realize how fortunate I am.
Gives it to Bernard. He's got the first down. Bounces it wide and takes it into the end zone.
Well, because of your work that you've done in the community here, as well as in Haiti, I'd like to inform you that you have been awarded the 2019 Cincinnati Bengals Man of the Year. Open that up. And congratulations, by the way.
That's sweet. Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. That means a lot, Obviously, being the captain of the team is one thing, but when other people see kind of the work that you're doing outside of football is obviously huge. And the kids in Haiti just, it's not just me, it's my wife, it's my family. They understand how much we're trying to do over there.
And as a result of winning this honor, you have the opportunity to receive up to $50,000 to be donated to your foundation and to your cause. Yeah. Isn't that wonderful?
I think the biggest thing is this, what we can do with that.
Yeah.
We can change some lives, and that's amazing.
The founder of this organization, the late Paul Brown, I had the fortune of playing for him when he was still here. Mm-hmm. He would often tell us, leave it better than you found it.
For
and
sure.
I just want to congratulate you for impacting the world and trying to leave it better than you found it.
For sure. I appreciate it, man. This is definitely something that means a lot to me, and something that my family, I'm sure, will be proud of.
This week's Drive to Better is presented by Fifth Third Bank, where it pays to Houday. Now time for this week's X's and O's segment. Lapp is going to the telestrator to take a look at the Patriots.
And the Patriots have got players. There's no question about it. This play, though, the Houston Texans double A gap blitz, and they're going to bring them. and they're going to zone blitz. They're going to drop the 2 outside guys back into zones. But they're statues. Edelman is going to run a crosser, and nobody's moving. Nobody's handing them off. Watch, blitz, 2 big guys drop into their zones, and they sit there like Statue of Liberty. And they're looking at the quarterback, but it's like no awareness of receivers. He's frozen. What's he looking at? Who's he looking at? Edelman runs right by him. Which way did he go? Oh, there it is. Down the football field, wide open is Julian Edelman. So good scheme, good recognition by Edelman and Brady, obviously, and they get it done. This play, Ryan Fitzpatrick, with the veteran experience he has, get him out of pocket. I like that idea. Change the launch point. Watch this. Van Noy, you're going to take care of the running back. Not going to let the running back get involved in the play. Knock him around, stagger him. So now you've got, a triangle of defenders working with this one receiver that Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to try to force it into. Throws late, back across his body, late.
A lot of traffic there.
Into a crowd, and late. Pick 6. They've got 6 return touchdowns. Gilmore gets one here, right there. 6 return touchdowns, leads the league. The other thing, Dan, special teams, they've blocked 4 punts. You better be ready on the punt team. Find your assignment. Make sure you block that guy. They're pretty good.
And that was one of 21 Patriots interceptions.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Crazy.
All right, time now for this week's Bengals trivia question. It's been 6 years since the Patriots came to Paul Brown Stadium. The last time New England came to Cincinnati, the Bengals won that game 13-6. Who scored the only touchdown? Think about it for a moment. We'll have the answer when Bengals Weekly returns.
It's now time to get to know your Bengals. Which Bengals legend do you admire?
Someone I look up to that's a Bengals legend is probably Kenny Anderson. He's a guy that had a long career, played for a long time, had a lot of really good seasons. MVP. He's done a lot, and he was big in the community as well. And so, he's a guy that you look up to, and you hope in 20, 30 years, people are saying the same thing about you the way that people talk about Kenny.
Chad Ochocinco, just the way that he, again, thought that he was the best and proved himself to be so and, be a threat on the field. And I was able to meet him and talk to him a little bit and beat him in FIFA, which was very satisfying. So, but he's someone that I definitely, admired, watching play the game.
I would have to say Ken Riley, just the numbers that he put up interception-wise is just incredible.
I really looked up to Michael Johnson. I know he's not with us anymore, but I got 1 year playing with him, and he was in the league for a long time and really did things the right way.
This season, every time the Bengals complete a drive of 53 or more yards, Fifth Third Bank will donate $530 to student loan relief. Enter for the chance to win at 53.com/Bengals. Welcome back. Time to answer this week's Bengals trivia question. The last time the Patriots came to Cincinnati, the Bengals won 13-6. Who scored the game's only touchdown?
Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, former Patriot, great Patriot, the type of player that the Patriots want, passion for the game, intelligent, played hard and well for the Bengals. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis turned the tables on his old team.
And had one of the all-time great nicknames, the law firm.
Exactly.
Here's where you can find us on Bengals radio shows this week. On Wednesday, we'll be in the studio for the Bengals Game Plan Show presented by Bud Light. Keep it crisp. That's 6 to 8 Wednesday night. And then on Friday afternoon from 3 to 6, we'll be at Buffalo Wings and Rings, the Beckett Ridge location. Hope to see you there. Now time for the Sideline Report brought to you by Tri-Health. Looks like the Bengals are going to be without Auden Tate for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He's got an MCL sprain. No surgery required, but to heal up an MCL, normally it's a 3 or 4 week time frame. So I think there's a good chance that we won't see Tate for the rest of the season, obviously. But when he ended up finishing his year to be number 2 in catches and yards, he's proven that he is an NFL caliber wide receiver. And they lose a big target in figuratively and literally, 6'5", 228 pounds. They're going to look like midgets out there without him. They don't have a big-bodied wide receiver now with Auden Tate being down.
The Bengals are chasing a big target this week, the 10-3 Patriots. Let's get to Lap's keys to how the Bengals can pull off a win.
Well, football IQ. One thing we know about Bill Belichick's players is they are smart. They're versatile and they're smart. So what you have to do is you have to make sure that you know what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to do it, when you're supposed to do it, all the things that go along with it. You have to be so smart that it builds your confidence. And that's when you play fast. A confident football player can play fast. That's why the Patriots play so fast. Ball security. Patriots are plus 19, 21 interception. I mean, it's ridiculous. The Bengals had their first game that they won the turnover battle by 1 up in Cleveland. 2 takeaways, 1 giveaway. The Patriots are living off of takeaways. They're scoring defensive. They have 6 turnover touchdowns. And then finally, a quick start. The Patriots' best quarter by far is their first quarter. They've outscored the opponent 104-30. They get a 74-point advantage, in the first quarter in their football games to date. And so now they're playing with a lead, and that defense is teeing off. Can't let the Patriots run away from you early.
That's going to do it for this week's show. For Lapp and our entire crew, I'm Dan Horde. We'll see you next week after the pigskin flies at Paul Brown Stadium. Bengals Weekly was brought to you in part by McDonald's. The greater Cincinnati area McDonald's owner-operators are proud sponsors of the Cincinnati Bengals.